हेलो गाइस, वेलकम टू द न्यू एपिसोड ऑफ टेक करियर 2.0, जहां हम बात करते हैं करियर ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन की और कैसे मिनिमम एफर्ट लगा के आप अपने आप को अपग्रेड और ग्रो कर सकते हैं। आज की जो हमारे गेस्ट हैं, उन्होंने इस इंडस्ट्री की सबसे मुश्किल और सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन करी है, और वो है एक मैनुअल टेस्टर से ऑटोमेशन टेस्टर की जर्नी। और दूसरा सबसे बड़ा उन्होंने जो चीज प्रूव करके दिखाई है वो ये है कि आप एक ही कंपनी में रह के ग्रो और अपस्केल कर सकते हैं, जो कि ऑलमोस्ट आज की दुनिया में इम्पॉसिबल मानी जाती है। मोहित, प्लीज वेलकम आवर गेस्ट टू द ऑडियंस।
All right, Ankit. The guest today has transformed his career from a manual testing to automation testing, which is considered one of the biggest challenges in the IT industry. So, Aishwarya, welcome to our show, and please take a moment to introduce yourself to the guest.
Hey, hi Ankit. Hi Mohit. Thanks
Hi.
for inviting me.
Hey, sure.
Yeah, hi. I started I did engineering in computer science, and then I started in IT field. I have like 11 plus experience in IT. And firstly, like you guys said, I was in manual testing, and then I slowly moved on to the automation testing. So yeah, that's kind of brief about my journey here. Yeah.
So, was this kind of the organizational requirement, or there was some level of interest from your side? How did this transformation happen?
It's kind of both. Okay, so you need to have something that, okay, I need to grow in that field, and then that needs to be backed by organization as well. Okay, so it's not that, okay, if only I wanted to change myself and my organization was not willing, then I would not have been done like in the same organization. But like my organization was also, very supportive in, and they also wanted this change. And I told them, okay, this is something that we should do, and they were, they welcomed that with open hand. Like it should be kind of both. Yeah.
So one thing which is really comes out important from initial discussion is that you don't have to wait for your organization to reach out to you and tell that we want to upskill you, but you should take an initiative, reach out to your manager or the further up, that this is the opportunity, and use it to upskill yourself and to benefit the organization both, in which this case Aishwarya has really correct. So what was there some kind of a training given by organization? How did you upskill yourself in this?
Okay, so okay, when I was in manual testing, okay, I used to, hear about, okay, automation testing and this and that. That was something, I wanted to explore, okay. And I used to, just Google and see that, okay, what's going on and what's thing. And then, when there are some meetings with clients, okay, and you got to hear the same keywords, okay, that is something they are looking for, then you can just pitch your idea to management. Okay, I hear this and I was seeing this, okay, we can do this and can start slowly and all those. So that is how I approached them. And they were also, kind of in the same shoes, because the talks were going on, right? So that is how it all started. And yeah, that's how I transformed. That was the initial step, basically.
So just to get your thoughts, there is a big change in the industry, right? For the patterns, like we have FDD, BDD, TDD for coding patterns, and then we have the CI/CD pipeline. So there's some of the feeling, some of the engineers that I've talked to, they said that future of testing is not very bright because of the automation and the built-in test, I would say, mentality for the developers. So what's your views and thoughts on it?
Okay, so from past 10 years, I'm seeing the same statement. Okay, that okay, testing is going. Okay, there'll be no more testing. We need minimal testing and all those things. But whenever a release go, I know what I go through. Okay, so I know that is not happening anywhere soon.
Yeah,
I think
So,
probably because
yeah.
of the DevSecOps coming in,
correct.
the responsibility is shifting, but the need of the testing is still the same. It's only the responsibility is shifting towards the left, where the developer itself or the small group of the people who are working in the program are overall responsible for the delivery, not just the specific test engineer or the test lead who is held accountable. So the overall the strategy for the testing is changing, but not the need of the testing. Testing would have to be done.
Yeah, and I see there are a lot of embedded test engineers in the team now. Like
Yeah.
if you have a squad, working with the developers to write the test cases so that developers can keep those in mind and start with the test cases in the mind developing. So I think the shift, as you mentioned, right, is towards having that test cases predefined rather than first building the product and then testing it.
Correctly. I would just describe, okay. So like when I came into this, okay, it was something kind of war between testers and developers, okay.
Yeah.
So if a tester is approaching developer, then it was okay, like okay, he's bringing out defect in my code or something like that. Now the mindset has changed. Okay, what now it's kind of you're working together. You are sitting with developers. You are interacting with him or her, and getting what he is building, and then you are giving your thoughts. Okay, if you'll do it this way, this will break, and so it's kind of mutual communication that is happening now. So the mindset now has changed. I mean, the need of testing is still there, but the mindset has changed. Okay, that it doesn't need to be two team. You can work together.
Work with one team.
Yeah. One thing I think because I also started my career as a test within so it was not a like software test, it was in the network test. One thing I was in that field was which I would like to advise the listeners as well. Like when it comes to the testing, right? So there are two approaches. One is like only finding the defect and then handing over to the developer. Okay, you fix it. The other approach would be find a defect and also think from the possible solution, what could be the best solution, how this defect have to be fixed. So once you have that mindset, right, that I have to also provide some sort of solution, it might not be just like your accountability, you have to go above and beyond, right? So think about the solution as well. And when you have that mindset, right, it really helps in the long run when you go for let's say like architect role and those, right, where the end-to-end view plus the solution view is needed. So that would really important.
Well,
Yes.
I agree to you. I just want to add one thing. I
Yeah.
mean, to that, you just need to think from the customer's perspective, that what customers want, because that is where from the defect comes, because every requirement needs to go through the customer's perspective. Okay, that okay, he or she will be expecting that. So you can, if you think into that perspective as well, like you said, the architectural role and all those things, right? You can actually go into that.
So now, if you look at your journey,
Mhm.
I think you said that it's a slow transformation. The position that you are in right now, how satisfied are you with this transformation, and what is the future outlook in this same, I would say, journey?
Okay, yeah, it's a long journey, definitely. Sometimes it's frustrating, but like if you see the overall outcome, it's pretty good. I mean, from where we started, I mean, there was nothing automation okay, and currently we are, automating everything that we have. Okay, I mean, all the changes that are coming as a part that client requires, we are automating that. So that is something very good. Coming to the future, I mean, we need to keep this going, and then we need to. I mean, okay, automation. When you say automation, it's not 100% every time. Okay, it's like 90%, and then you'll still have some manual effort, right?
Yeah.
So the goal is to reduce that. Okay, and keep progressing, and just give the quality work to customer.
Yeah, because in this field there is always, if I'm not wrong, there's always a debate. Like obviously the regression test can be 100% automated, but what about progression testing? Like by the time you develop a test suite for the progression testing, you have lost quite a lot of time for the testing, right? So if the testing just
Yeah,
needs 15 days of the progression testing and you're developing the suite which probably can take a month, so where is it? It has to be a balance of where there is a value add, right? So which is actually one
that
of
is
the
right.
key things in the planning. So one thing I would like to ask, so when you started with this one, not going with any specific, was it a generic automation like skills you learned like Python, Perl, or you went to or a particular vendor suite? You don't have to mention a particular suite. Like was it a vendor related suite, or was it an open source like Python, Perl, or something which you started with?
we started with the open source only because
Hmm.
that gives us, the wider area to cover. I mean, I have tried some, vendors as well, but I mean, uh, I have realized that, that doesn't meet, every need that, client has, because it has some limitations. There'll be some things that you can do. I mean, you want to do, but you won't be able to do that with particular vendor. And then cross vendor thing that doesn't work out well.
Yeah.
So that is why we basically, went open source only. Like, so what we did is basically Java and, all the open source technologies. So there, from there we build, and then, I mean, because the thing is, when you are doing something right, even client doesn't have the full vision that what he needs.
Yeah,
Okay,
Correct.
and
definitely.
his and his, perspective about, what he wants changes in time. and and you have to, if you have to grow a product, you cannot then, just stick with a vendor and, closed technology. Then you have to, that, so that is why we, explored something that was open source, so that, if there are some changes that are needed, we can, incorporate that, like, once the client decides, or, based on our needs, like what is needed. So
And nowadays, I can see that there are a lot of e-learning platforms who are providing these automation, test automation related trainings, right? Have you ever enrolled to any of such this course, or have any of your known really like close peer has ever enrolled in this course? And is there any benefit of those courses, and where do they actually fit in the overall the practical world?
I haven't done that. Some of my, close peers have done that.
Mhm.
But I mean, it can play a role. I mean, okay, the learning is good. Okay, okay, if you are at zero level, right? So it will bring you from the 0 to 100, it will bring you to a 20. Okay,
Hmm.
but from the 20 to, if you want to go to 100, that is on you. So
Okay.
if you'll just go by that, I mean, you won't be able to do anything, because
Hmm.
I mean, if you'll go for a course or something like that, it will definitely give you a jump start. Okay, this is what is needed. Okay, but when you'll actually do what is required, right, in the project or something like that, that is when you'll understand that what was needed. Because a course is just designed to, give you a basic knowledge, but
Hmm.
what customer wants, that no course can, teach you.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
basically you will have to, you'll have to jump into the ponds to,
Hmm.
learn how to swim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's, I think, Mohit, in our previous some of the interviews also discussed that these courses are not sufficient for someone to
Get in
either
this.
either get a job, or within the organization, if you're transforming, then to work in a project, right? So what would be the industry insight you would like to, if and then any you would like to give us, like what could be really helpful for people who have done the course and now want to in a very short period like time they want to work on a project, right? So are there any some tips which you would like to give to the audience?
Okay, one thing what you can do is like what I did was, okay, like I said, right, client is not always aware that what he wants. Okay, so what you can do is, what you have learned, just go and demonstrate that on the live project that you are doing.
Mhm.
Okay, if you have learned something, and if you want to, showcase that, that is the best thing that you can do. Because if you'll do that, okay, you'll get more confidence that, okay, what you have learned or doing is right. Okay,
Mhm.
and then when you showcase that to the client, then he'll also have some, confidence. Okay, this can be done, and this is a better way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably start with something small
And then
and then
Yeah.
slowly
gradually
grow.
build.
And is there some
Yes.
online resources where people can try their hands on like real like projects, but not the real project, but similar projects online somewhere in the available online,
Uh,
like?
there are various sites that are available. I mean, you'll just Google it, you'll see there are some sites available, but nothing will beat what you can do on the project. I can just give you a guidance. Okay, any site or anything that just can just give you a guidance. Okay, this is what is needed, but that won't be always the need that, your organization is working on. So that is something, I mean, my advice would be just work on the project, what whatever you are doing, get get managers and client on the confidence, and just go with the flow.
Is this a real mission impossible in the industry, or is it getting easier by the time? Because I remember like 10 years back, it used to be like mission impossible, like manual tester cannot do the automation testing, like straight away within the organization itself, people used to discard, like there was separate BUs being formed in the big organization, like where automation testing was a separate BU and automation testing is separate BU, and there's no, like you cannot move there. But is the industry breaking that thing and easy transformation now?
Yeah, definitely it is, because the mindset of customers have really changed. Okay, before it was really like manual. Okay, go. I mean, they were always willing for the automation, but then what was needed for automation, that no one will provide. Okay, but now that is changing, and it's coming to, I mean, people are coming to the realization that manual is something that we have to move from, and automation is something for the future. So that is something changing, and one should leverage that now.
Yeah, so I think that was Ashwar's journey from manual testing to you can say the automation testing.
Yeah.
But let's have your views about how you have been in the same organization for 13 years and still able to get into various shoes, transform your careers into various opportunities. Just share your stories around that. How many interviews did you appear, and did you get any offers, and what was the, you can say, outcome of it? So
Yeah,
just,
in today's world,
Yeah.
staying in the same organization for 13 years is really
really
not common.
commendable. Yeah, but
so
I think
let's hear from
there might be some strong opinions of people, if somebody is staying in the same organization for this long time. But this is our one of the point in this podcast as well, that staying in the same organization does not mean that you're not transforming your career. So let's hear from you. What are your thoughts about that?
Okay, yeah, I mean, frankly speaking, I have also looked out other opportunities outside the company. Okay, so currently I'm in Canada. Okay, before I was in India. I was searching for some opportunities. So I have looked opportunities outside this company. So back when I was in India, uh, I got 2-3 offers, and I was prepared to move out and all those things. But then when you do that, when you have a good rapport with your manager, when he knows what you are worth, then I mean, they'll just give you the opportunity. I mean, it was frustrating for me as well, doing the same things again and again. So I just conveyed my thoughts to him, and I mean, uh, I got good managers. I just approached my manager. Okay, this is something what I am thinking to move. He said, okay, what are you looking for? Then I told you I need some customer facing role, that we know where I can interact with customer and all those things. I need some shift, that what I am doing right now. So I mean, they give me the on-site opportunity. Okay, you can go there. That would be a customer facing role. You can go, but you'll have to go into a different role altogether. They have a different mindset or something like that. So that was something that was a big change for me. But yeah, they gave me the opportunity. I mean, it was something, and I grabbed it. Okay, this is something that I like to do. So yeah.
So I think one point to add is that it should be your consulting skills, right? You should be able to convey your requirements to your manager, that what you actually want and how you can shape your career going forward. So having that continuous conversation is important.
Ultimately, your career is in your hand,
Yes.
no one else's hand. Till the time you are persistent, honest with your effort, and with the right mindset, I think things will work out for everyone. I hope.
Yeah. So actually, just I just wanted to ask you something. Any instance or any incident that probably you would like to share to our listeners?
Okay, I mean, I got a real good appreciation from my client here back in the US. So it was just around the phase when I was actually moving from India to US at that time. There was one project that needs to go within like weeks or something like that. uh, I was able to deliver that from the customer's point of view. That was really important project. And I remember my client, I went to US and my client went to India, and they were just searching for me that where he is. We want to meet him, but they said, okay, he's now back with you guys only. So once you are back, you'll meet that. So that is kind of relation you have with the client when you are working with them, and when they appreciate you, when they when they also see that that you have provided some quality work, and they appreciates you, that is something what's very motivating for me, and that that's actually keep has kept me going till now.
Yeah, that's really important for the leaders, especially the young leaders, I would say, who have now recently moved into the management roles, is that it's not always about money. Money is not something which every engineer is there to comes to work every day. There's a lot of things which really helps is the motivation and is that appreciation for the what they are doing. So all the young leaders, do one thing, don't miss any opportunity where you can appreciate your team, which really helps. And in this case, like Aishwarya said, like this was one of his motivation in his career path, where whenever he got appreciated, he gave an extra effort.
Yeah. So Aishwarya, the last question, are you open for any mentorship support? Like if somebody reaches out to you, over LinkedIn?
Yeah, I mean, I can always guide them, but like I said, they have to take the steps. That is something that is needed. But yeah, I'm always happy to help if someone wants to reach out to me. Yeah.
All right. So this was Aishwarya. Thanks for Thanks for spending your time, Aishwarya, for this interview. I wish you all the best. And so viewers, this was Aishwarya, who has shared his insights and thoughts about his career transformation from as a manual tester to automation in the industry, and as well as how he stayed in the same organization and still was able to upskill and upgrade his career. Thanks for everything, Aishwarya. Have a great day.
Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Yeah, thanks for having me.